Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on my channel. We're covering the game called Battle Brothers, and I'm playing on veteran difficulty, veteran combat, with the Fog of War. And I recommend the Fog of War if you're going to get the Cartographer, although I've never played the game without the Fog of War, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think the Fog of War is best played on any campaign, in my opinion, because you just know where you haven't gone. And if you want a map that's completely clean, well, then I guess that's your choice. I would prefer not play it that way, but although I've never tried it before, maybe I'm not such an expert after all. But that's just my opinion. Now let's take a look at all of them. The lookout, having a quick look out with sharp eyes. Travel in advance of the company can prove invaluable in being aware of dangers and points of interest before others become aware of the company. Very, very valuable. All right, let's look at the next one. The scout. The scout is an expert in finding mountain passes, navigating through treacherous swamps, and guiding anyone safely through the darkest of forests. Makes the company travel 15% faster on any terrain. Very cool. Prevents sickness and accidents due to terrain. Now, I had one of my characters get sick, but I don't really know what happened. We went into combat after that. Oh yeah, then after that, one of his lungs permanently collapsed because he was already asthmatic to begin with. Yeah. He got sick and he was already asthmatic. His left lung is completely collapsed. We'll take a look at that person in a moment. Let's just do it right now, because since we're on the subject. Now, bear with me here. I do have the game paused. Of course I do. Now we're going to go to the character. Hold on a second. We are shuffling through. This character right here is called Sigmund the Coward, and the game named that. You can name your characters and give them a title that was already pre-selected by the game itself, which is pretty cool. But if we go down to here, you see that right there? Oh wait, that's not the asthmatic one. I'm thinking of a different character. But this character got sick and suffered a... Wait a minute. It wasn't that character at all. This person is not a... Oh, This person also did not get sick, but, you know, you get confused when you play the game, and my memory serves me right. That's not even the right name. It was Scott. Scott who got sick, and I'm going to show you Scott in a minute. Partly collapsed lung. First I said all, it's actually partly. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a whole collapsed lung, it's only partly. A part of the lung has died, making it very hard for this character to catch breath. Minus 40 fatigue, minus 40% permanent. Whoa. This character's fatigue is already only at 30 with the armor that they have on. And the perk, I do have, I need to get this perk right here, one with a dumbbell right there. I need to grab that perk next level for that character. Now let me scroll over to the character that got sick. Wait a second, who was it? There, Scott. Scott got sick, but nothing happened. Yeah, I do remember it was Scott that got sick. This guy's name is Scott. That's it. Just like the toilet paper. Now, let us continue with looking at, whoops, that's the obituary. Only one of my characters has died. Lars Mario was in the repairs. That was Lars Mario's title. 40 days, 30 battles, 34 kills, got chopped up by an orc warrior. Yes, I scum save. I scum save until I know what this game's all about. There's no way I could play Iron Man. I'd have to restart my game over and over and over, and sometimes restarting a game can take an entire day. Yeah, you heard me right. Restarting a game takes an entire day. And I'm pretty sure some Iron Man folks get pretty frustrated, and they wish they had done their research a little bit better. See, you got to play, whether it be beginner or veteran. Veteran myself is what I've chosen. You got to scum save until you know what it's all about. Whoops, wrong button again. Let me whoops, that is also the wrong button here. For some reason, I can't seem to figure out which button it is. There it is. We'll go back to here. The whole purpose of this video, we don't want to get off topic too far. Let's go to the next one, which is the Negotiator. The Negotiator is home to noble courts and fancy halls, and not used to traveling with a band of sellswords with muddy boots, but is an expert at traversing the mire of social relations and contract negotiations. Okay, I can see that happening, but not until maybe mid-game or late game. Let's go maybe, there's another Negotiator twice. Wait a second. Hold on, bear with. Why is the Negotiator twice? What? Wait a minute. There's two Negotiators. That must be a glitch. Whatever. The Scavenger I've had before. Let's talk about the Scavenger. Whether son of one your men or urchin you took pity on, the Scavenger pulls their weight by collecting bits and pieces from every battlefield. I have had this Scavenger before in previous campaigns. Not really that useful. But useful, but you can, late game, not really that useful. But it is what it is. You got to try it out. I mean, you're never really going to run out of certain things once you get, like if you were to buy yourself, if you were to buy yourself 200, let's just scroll up here. If you were to buy yourself, let's say 200 of these, you're never really going to run out with the Scavenger, because you'll probably have to buy once in a while. Same with tools, not so much. The Scavenger is good at collecting this stuff. Keeping you supplied with basically these things here. Does really well with that, but that's about it. But if you ever do find a deal, you're just gonna, you don't buy these until you get a good deal, unless you're desperate. And you can find some pretty good deals. Once you play this game enough, you know what's a good price and what's not a good price on items all across the board. Let's continue. Let's continue on here. The Quartermaster. With years of experience from traveling with caravans, the Quartermaster is able to squeeze and rotate any piece of gear, luggage, or armor into perfect spot to use space as efficiently as possible. No, I will not be purchasing that unless I want to get a trophy. I need to purchase them all. Maybe you get a trophy if you buy them all. The Scavenger again. Wait a second. Okay, the Surgeon. The Surgeon. The Surgeon is walking tome of atomical knowledge. Anatomical knowledge. Let's start again. The Surgeon is a walking tome of anatomical knowledge. A mercenary company seems the perfect place both to apply that knowledge in healing, but also to learn more about how the insides of folks are made up. Makes every person on the team with a permanent injury guaranteed to survive an otherwise fatal blow. Very, very good, because you're going to get permanent injuries the longer your characters stay and survive battles. And if you don't have a temple close by to treat the injury, you're just going to have to find one as soon as possible. And if that injury then becomes permanent because you failed to find the temple in time, if you have the Surgeon with you, you're not going to have a permanent injury that's going to have them die. And the longer your characters that hang around, the more permanent and bad injuries are going to happen. They're going to lose noses. They're going to lose their ears. Yes, they're going to lose their entire nose. They're going to lose their ears. They're going to have things chopped off. They're going to have things that didn't quite heal correctly. I'm going to use this word, and I know this word may sound cliche and may make you cringe. There's a plethora of different types of injuries in this game. And I think scratch the surface. Now there's one that I think you want to get after their Cartographer. and that is the blacksmith, because repairs all armor, helmets, weapons, and shields worn by your folks in your mercenary campaign, even if they're broken or lost because they died. Yeah, okay, here's the thing I want to talk about. The blacksmith is the most important one after the cartographer, in my opinion. Here's the cartographer, see? Oh, we haven't even read the cartographer, have we? Let's talk about the blacksmith first, and then we'll wrap it up with the cartographer. I guess it makes sense. It's fitting to read about the last one first. I mean, the first one last. Hold on, let's try this again. The reason why is because this game is about keeping the best set of armor that you've got and never losing it. And then, just like if you have siblings in your family, your older sibling may have an outfit and then it's passed on down to the younger siblings and they just wear them. It's just part of life. So here's my best armor right here. This guy right here is wearing my best armor, okay? My second best armor is right here. Wait a minute, right here. And it's all about upgrading your armor and keeping it, and then getting better armor, and then passing them on down to your different characters until everyone's got good armor based on what you've got. You cannot lose any of your armor. If you lose your best armor, the game's over. Start over. That is why the blacksmith is the best one to have next in your company, and that's the one I'm going to get next. And how much do they cost? We don't even know, folks. We got to find out what the blacksmith even costs. I forgot. $3,000. Now I want to look at the one that I just hired. Do they even have it on there anymore? So I can read about it. The cartographer pays you for everything you discover. Let me just talk about the cartographer since it's not here. The cartographer pays your mercenary company anywhere from like 100 to 400 gold for everything you discover on your own. And the reason I say that is because there are caravans that will direct you through cities and make you travel, and you don't have to really do anything except watch the screen. There you're not discovering new cities and certain things on your own. That's the only stipulation. But if you go out and wander around and you discover a town and you're just wandering and you're not protecting a caravan where you've been hired to travel with them, and it shows you guys moving across the screen, if you just happen to find a town, it's going to pay you. And then I've gotten paid $400 just for finding a random thing out in the middle of nowhere, and the further from civilization, the better. Without the cartographer, especially on veteran economy, your game's not going to last very long, and you're going to have to start over. In my opinion, in my strong opinion, cartographer is the first choice you must have, especially for a veteran economy like myself. And then the blacksmith is next because of what I said before. This game is all about upgrading and keeping your armor. If you lose your best armor, you lose the anchor of your team. Your best armor is on your strong guy. Your guy that is holding let's just look at it for a second. The guy that's holding the two-handed weapon, in this case it's a longsword. Oh, and you must find the golden goose. I found the golden goose in this campaign. It pays $15 a day. It pays $15 a day. Bam. It's like having a free, paid-for mercenary character in your campaign, paid for every day for free. That's basically the way I look at it. It's about 15 gold per day. Now, some of them don't even charge that much. You may find some that even have less than 15, but it averages out. 15 is a nice round number. 15 gold per day may not sound like much, but I'm on like day 50. That adds up. And I found it on like day 20. You want to find the golden goose, and it's based on your map. It's going to completely random area, and I'm not going to spoil on how you find it and what it's all about, but we will take a look at it and read its description. The golden goose, a small goose statue crafted from solid gold. A tiny golden egg mysteriously emerges from the statue once a day. We all know the story about the golden goose, and I have one. Pretty incredible. Pretty incredible that I found a complete luck, because I have Fog of War. Let me just show you. Let me zoom out. See? I have Fog of War on. I think you recommend it, especially if you got the Cartographer, so you know where you've gone and where you haven't. In my opinion, that's the best option, and also makes the game a lot more fun. In my most recommended opinion, I think you should go with Fog of War. And right now, my current mission is to end the nightmares haunting Eisenberg at night. I negotiated 100 crowns up front and 300 once on completion. Shouldn't be that tough. For those kind of battles, you're going to want characters with two-handed long, pole arms, two-handed weapons that reach 2 squares. Not necessarily two-handed weapons like this longsword, which is just, it'll reach 2 squares under certain circumstances, but you want weapons like that. Pole arms. Pole arm weapons, which I got to equip my characters with some pole arm weapons before I go into combat. Like that. Like those two right there. I got to make sure I equip those before I unpause my game. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. Let me know in the comments what you think is the best one to purchase first. Do you agree with me that the Cartographer is probably the one you're going to purchase first? If your campaign is veteran, if your campaign is Fog of War, if your campaign has even beginner economy or beginner across the board, but you have Fog of War turned on or Fog of War not turned on, let me know in the comments why you wouldn't have Fog of War turned on, because you're not sure where you haven't gone. You're not sure where you. Let me just say the obvious. I can't get over why the Negotiator is there twice. It's weird. That's kind of weird. I forgot what I was talking about. I forgot what I was talking about, so I guess I should break into a song and sing about Battle Brothers, yeah! And the name of my mercenary group is called the Armored Knights, yeah! The Armored Knights, yeah! We are the Armored Knights, yeah! We are the Armored Knights, yeah! And we're playing Battle Brothers! So far, this has been my best campaign, and I scum save. Yeah, that's okay, because I scum save, because I've never played this game before until now. And that's okay to scum save. Until one day you do Iron Man. Oh, yeah. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Iron Man, I don't really think it's real. I think people play on Iron Man. I think they're cheating. Because they play on PC. Yes, this game was first on the personal computer, and then it got transferred and ported over to console. It's brilliant. But I think those folks who play Iron Man on PC are secretly cheating behind the scenes. There's no way you can play this game Iron Man unless you're cheating. Yeah, unless you're cheating, in my opinion. Because this game is the toughest game you're ever gonna play for this genre, yeah! For this genre, yeah, this has been suffice to say. This has been my video today. I hope you liked it, hooray, yeah! Everybody have a great day. More Battle Brothers videos coming soon. Yeah!